All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Talk. Thanks for such a big turnout. Appreciate it. And to kick us off, we're going to continue with our community spotlight. And this week, we have Nelson, who's going to share with us an update on the scholarship fund. Nelson.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
For those of you that attended the scholarship award on Saturday, this may be a little redundant, but I'm going to tell you what we told you. Anyhow, the scholarship fund board made applications to all of the employees of Regency Oaks. Applications were available starting February 1st, with completed applications due on April 30th. We received 13 completed applications, and they were fantastic. We have some unbelievably smart people working here at Regency Oaks. Their essays were spot on. Their grades that they reported to us were sometimes A+ in high school and in college. One young man is carrying a 4.6 average. That sounds unbelievable to me. Yeah, for sure. Anyhow, the 5 members of the evaluation committee and subcommittee of the scholarship fund board evaluated all of the 13 applications. We used a 20-point scale to award points to try to get away from, oh, I like this person, let's give them money. Trying to do it objectively, even though we like them all. I mean, no doubt about that. The 20-point scale was based on their grade point average, the community activities, their cost of the college or technical school that they're going to, and family situation. If they are raising a child and going to college at the same time, they got a point or two more. So we tried to take into consideration their situation to award the points. Anyhow, all 13 received awards. We gave the awards Saturday, as I mentioned. The awards range from $1,000 to $5,000 and we awarded a total of $56,100, which is fantastic. It's great. Couldn't have done it without you all opening your wallets and your purses, because that's how we got our money. We, as residents of Regency Oaks, should be really proud of our efforts in furthering the education of these youngsters, well, adults too. But we have future teachers, future doctors, future scientists, future weather forecasters, TV producers and directors, nurses. It is amazing what all these people who received our awards want to do and where they're going. We know they'll be successful, and hopefully you will remember how you contributed to this activity, and especially you'll open your wallet and your purse when it comes time. Thank you for your help.
Come on up. So last Friday at Forum, we were talking about someone had a question about the south front entry, and I said, don't worry, we have a plan for that. And I said, I'll just ask our committee chairperson to come and address it at Tuesday Talk. And so I forgot to do that. But Peggy came up to me this morning and said, hey, I understand I'm speaking this morning. Yeah, that's right. She is not only so well prepared, she has a presentation for us as well. Thank you for your short preparedness there.
That's okay. Well, I always worry about short notices. But is this on?
Yes, but you have to.
Okay. Just a quick thing to go over. First of all, we have a committee that is looking into this. Linda Newton is one of our committees, Eda James, and Johanna Gossick and I. So there's 4 of us that are working on this. I know that it's been a long time since anything has been done to the front entrance of Regency Oaks. I've been here 6 years and I've never seen anything go on yet. So it was time to do some updating. I think spring cleaning kind of came to my mind. First, if you want to show the artwork, this is what we are envisioning that the front entrance can look like. We'll have some topiaries, we'll replace the benches that now you can get in, get on, but you can't get up. We'll replace the artwork that is, yes. This is some shutters that we would like to put on the windows there. I think we all decided that it needs to look a little more like home. Good. Add some more artwork, replace the lamps that are there now, and power clean the work, and also get some cushions that are clean if we can find them. And that's something we need to find, ladies and gentlemen. Somehow or another, all the backs of these things here are gone. They're just not around. If you happen to find them, how about just bringing them back if you don't mind? We're missing them, and those are out. I can't find them. I went down to Leaders where this was bought, and they said we don't have anything like that now. They're old, and so we don't want to spend any more money than we have to. So if you can find them, we would appreciate it. Okay, we got one more, I think. There we go. We're going to replace the wall clock. We're going to get a little bigger one, and we're going to add some greenery. In fact, I brought the clock. I just want to make sure you can see it. We have a lot of people who have a problem seeing. And so I took this over to Brent and I said, do you think we can see now? So this is one of the things that we will be putting up.
Watch your mic, friend.
We hope that you will help us find some cushions. Seriously, Brent thinks that, and some of you guys who've been here a long time might be able to help us with that. He thinks that extra cushions were bought and they're somewhere here on campus. So if you will find them.
Take a look at all the empty apartments.
Take a look in the empty apartments, okay. So thank you so much. We'll be working on this for a while because everything we want to order, it's not available yet. It's just like everything we want here. So be patient with us. We've moved the furniture around a little bit so that it's nicer to sit. I think we will enjoy a nice thing. But, yes.
Could I ask a question?
Yes.
One of the residents approached one of the directors about cleaning the floor, tiles, and outside because they're very, very dirty. So I just wonder if you're addressing the cleaning situation as well.
The cleaning is on the way. Darwin has that on his list of things to do. And as you know, we don't have enough maintenance people. So it may be another few weeks before that gets done. So just please hold on. It's coming.
I was just out there. They weeded the grass, the rocks. They have been weeded, and everything looks like it's been swept and cleaned. And so it looks 100% better than it did last week.
Right. They do have their list. Darwin is he's apologetic. He said, I'm sorry I can't get it done today, but maybe in the next few weeks.
He did. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for all you do. Please find the cushion.
We have the privilege this morning of having our new regional team here. Part of the regional team you will know well. Amy Waugh has returned as our regional support in marketing and sales. And then Sherry Robinson, our new Vice President of Operations, is here. And let's give her a big Regency welcome. Come on up.
Well, I'm forever going to call Brant Vanna White after that clock display. There, that was good stuff. Well, good morning. I don't have an agenda except I wanted to meet all of you and really just tell you a little bit about myself. I have been working in senior living since 1985. I was in graduate school at University of Kentucky. Anybody from Kentucky here? Sure. No. So you will not understand a word I say from here on out. I'm Sherry Robinson. I'm changing microphones. I am the Vice President of Operations. I do oversight for half of the entry fee communities. The Life Plan Peak is what we now call them. Mary Mackey, who many of you know, does the other half, and so she was carrying 8 of the communities, and I had only 5. And so recently I was asked to take one more and help her out a little bit, and I was super excited to be able to take Regency Oaks. So I thought I would start by telling you a little bit about myself, because I worked in senior living for a long time. I always found that the residents really like to know people personally who they're working with. So this is a picture of myself and my husband, Kirk. Kirk is retired, and so I work and support him. He says he's on a fixed income, and it's mine. So that's okay. He worked for many, many years, and now because I travel, the deal that we made was that that he would retire. I would continue to work because I love what I do. He didn't love it so much. And so he takes care of everything else. So I do nothing but work. I don't have to pay any bills or go to the grocery store or the dry cleaners or the drugstore. I don't really do anything. I make lists for him. I'm spoiled rotten. And so I think I got the better end of the deal because I get to spend my time with great staff and great residents, and he gets to do all of our errands. So it works out well, but this is a year or so ago. We were up in, I don't know, Amelia Island or something, and then at a golf, we love to golf. We golf together all the time, and so we were at a golf resort. So this is my husband, Kirk. He's great. He's a keeper, and maybe you'll meet him sometime. I'll bring him down. We live up in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, so just a little north of St. Augustine. We still have our home in Kentucky, so we go there for a few months in the summertime. Next slide. This is my only child. This is Sandy, the Basset Hound, and Sandy is named after a sister that I lost a couple of years ago who loved my Basset Hound. Sandy's our 5th Basset Hound, and she's a mess. She likes really no other people except for Kirk and myself, and so anybody else that she sees, she acts like she's a Doberman and goes after them viciously. So you wouldn't expect that of a Basset Hound, but she's precious. We love her. She loves us, and she doesn't love anybody else. So we just go with that. Next slide. So I wanted to just share with you the communities that I cover. I'm responsible for Freedom Village Holland in Holland, Michigan. Has anybody ever been to Holland, Michigan? Isn't it the most beautiful place? It's just beautiful. So a town of, I don't know, 30,000 people or something in the actual town, and we have a community there that's about 300 independent living units, and then we have maybe 60 independent living, memory care, and a 39-bed skilled center. And so it remains highly occupied. A lot of people retire there because of Hope College. If you've ever heard of Hope College, a lot of alumni come back from Hope College. So it's beautiful, and the claim to fame there that I love is they have something called snowmelt. Does anybody know what snowmelt is? Snow melt is heated sidewalks. So you can walk out of our community. They just ran the snow melt out to our community because we're right in the downtown area. And when it snows, about 6 years ago, the executive director there, Russ, called me and said, we're gonna have to bring in some dump trucks, basically, to remove the snow. We had 180 inches of snow that year. And so snow melt helps our residents be very active, and they continue to walk downtown. And anytime you go downtown, it doesn't matter if it's snowing or not, you can just walk on the streets because they're heated. So the sidewalks are all heated. It's great. The village of Glenlock Farms. The Woodlands, Texas, you probably know the Woodlands. Very close to the Woodlands there is Spring, Texas, and it's a kind of a new development. We're in a neighborhood there that's a homeowners association, lovely. It's one of the smallest. Galleria Woods in Alabama that Mary oversees, and this one are two small communities. So Village of Glenlock Farms, only 120 independent living units there. We have about 30 assisted living, 22 memory care, and then a 35-bed skilled nursing. So small, very small community, but lovely there. Cypress Village in Jacksonville, 15 minutes from where I live. That's our largest community. We're on about 130 acres there. We have an equal amount of homes and apartments. About 700 residents live on that campus. Very, very lovely campus, completely self-contained, right behind Mayo Clinic. So directly, you have to pass Mayo Clinic to get to Cypress Village, but it's lovely. Regency Oaks, of course. I don't think I need to tell you about that, but yay, Regency Oaks. Very happy to be working with that. Freedom Village, Bradenton. So Freedom Village, Bradenton, Florida. Just was there yesterday. Lovely community there. And then Southport Square, where I'll be tomorrow, down in Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda area. And those are the communities that I oversee. Next slide. Many of you know this is not the whole team for Life Plan Peak, and again we call these 13 communities Life Plan Peak because they are owned by Health Peak, which is a real estate investment trust, for those of you who might not know that. But Jill Sorensen is our Senior Vice President of Operations. I believe you've had some contact with her being on campus and some video chats and things like that with the resident leadership. So Jill's my direct boss. She lives up in St. Pete. Kelly Jane Cronk is our Vice President of Sales and Marketing, and so she would be Amy's supervisor. And she's a little redhead that we run around with, and if you haven't met her, you'll meet her sometime now that we're all back out traveling again. Eliza is our does sales and marketing for just our skilled nursing centers across the 13 communities. Jennifer King does support for the assisted living and memory care products, so lots of salespeople there. Angie Ike is our registered nurse, so she's my partner from a clinical standpoint. Whenever anything comes up clinically, we call Angie. She supports our skilled nursing center, Kyle and his team here. Gary Avery is Senior Director of Facilities, so he works with us on capital projects, UTO, ground maintenance, anything like that. Darwin would pick up the phone and call Gary to get, it looks like Jerry, and we often all call him Jerry, but it's Gary Avery. John Petrangelo is Senior Director of Dining, so he would support Ricky and his team. And again, these are people who work with the entire portfolio. A few only work with me, so Amy works only with me, Angie works only with me. All the other people support the portfolio. And then there are lots of other people who support, but those are the people that you would have in contact, you would have the most contact with. We have people who do, debt collection and things like that. We let them go and do their thing. They usually don't visit communities. They're supporting us on the back end. So that is really all I had. I am going to open it up for any questions or comments, and I'm happy to answer anything that I can. Yes, ma'am.
I have a short-term and a long-term question. One, is it, as with Brookdale, is there any reciprocal if you want to go visit and stay some days at one of these units? The second is, I am from Michigan, my husband and I, and we know about Holland. I hear you say there's memory care there.
Yes.
which seems to be missing here. So, two things. One, is there a reciprocal thing that if anyone wanted to move? Secondly, do you have any sense of memory care on this campus?
I'll take that.
Sorry, I think I'm wrong. I think it's Bob. Hello? Come on, okay. So, yes, on the reciprocal between the 13 communities, if you want to stay. Now, we don't have that across Life Care Services because in this particular situation, it's a little different than Brookdale in that these 13 communities are owned by Health Peak, and Life Care Services is managing the other communities who have various different owners. So within these 13 communities, if you ever want to go and stay, all we would have to do is have Brant or someone on his team contact someone on that team, and if there's a guest suite available, we are more than happy to continue to do that. Yes, ma'am, we love that. Secondarily, as far as the memory care goes and being able to have, stay in other places, I know that because we don't have memory care here, there are agreements with other communities, and I'm relatively sure that we could work that out between any of the 13 communities if you wanted to do memory care outside of this area. And thirdly, on the memory care, that is on the list for Health Peak as a high priority. We know it's something that you really want. I do not have a current update on that, but I know that it's sitting in front of them as a project that they would like to do.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions?
Any other questions or comments? Well, I never press my luck, so I'll thank you. I'm happy to be here. It's nice to meet all of you. I'm always available to you if you need something. I always tell the resident body that I never try to take the place of your resident leadership or Brant, but if there's anything that I can ever do for you, I would love to be able to do that, and I'm going to even hand you the microphone. Thank you. It's my partner in crime. So here's a person I spend more time with than the guy that we saw on the screen.
Hello, I just wanted to say that I'm really excited to be back. I was so excited when we found out that we were getting to work with Regency Oaks again, and we're just really looking forward to continuing to grow and helping support all the things that you guys want to have done and just being part of this wonderful community. So thank you for having us and welcoming us. We really appreciate it.
Joining us this week, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here again next Tuesday at 10:30. Thanks for showing up.
Wait a minute, question and answer?
Oh, well, sure.
I'm here.
Yes, sir. We got a mic coming.
I got a mic for you. Good to see you. Excuse me. My question is the South Building internal Wi-Fi system completed now? I asked that question because at one time we were asked that if we didn't have 5 bars to inform you, which I did. I presently run between 1 and 2 bars. So my question is, should that be a concern of me? And I assume that perhaps incorrectly, that if we ever wanted to stream, that 1 or 2 bars would not be adequate. And my second question is I assume also that because it's a community Wi-Fi system, it would not be secured like my own present one is encrypted. So that's my second question. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So let me give you an update on the Wi-Fi. And so we are testing a new Wi-Fi. Back in December of last year, we finished the installation of a new Wi-Fi system across the campus. And the one you should be testing is called Regency Resident. That's the one you should be testing. Now, all you will get is a signal indicator at this point because we've not turned on the Wi-Fi. We anticipate that will happen sometime this fall, probably October. And so what we're doing right now is evaluating the signal strength to make sure that we have adequate signal. And you have helped us identify where those dead spots were in the building. And so Jacob, who is our IT guy with ACS, the third-party provider, he has been addressing those weak areas of the signal. But you are not able at this point, there's not any juice behind the system. So you cannot, there's no broadband attached, so you cannot stream. You may be able to get a text message, but the system is not activated as it stands right now. So all you should be able to get is a signal indicator. And we started in the north building. We're trying to finish up that the signal issues in the north building first, and then we'll go to the south building. So there is a plan, but it's going to be this fall before we turn that over.
How about secure? Is it encrypted?
So this can go a couple of different ways. And for those who have not heard me say, our contract with Spectrum is expiring July 1st. And Spectrum is the community provider for Wi-Fi, for cable, for TV services. And we are negotiating a new contract with them, and we have not yet made the decision whether we're going to leverage our long-term relationship with Spectrum or go with another provider. And part of that discussion will be, does Regency Oaks want to get into the business of providing high-speed internet, good high-def cable to each individual apartment in an encrypted and protected environment? And we just haven't made that decision, quite honestly. So we will, the first thing we have to do is figure out who the provider is going to be, and then once we make that decision, we'll be able to figure out if Regency really wants to get into the TV business.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I know that the little green light on the boxes in the hall means it's on. What does the blue light mean?
Great question. So if you look at the repeaters as they go down the hallway, there's a green light. That means that there's power. And as soon as you see the little blue light, that means your device, your cell phone, has been picked up by the repeater. So you can, as you walk down the hall with your cell phone, if you do that, you can notice that the blue lights are advancing as you advance. And so that's what that indicates. One of the things about this Wi-Fi that is really nice, when it is powered up and encrypted, your encryption will follow you anywhere across campus. So if you're in the north building, in your apartment, your messaging is secure. If you go all the way over to the south building and you're using a completely different repeater, it's still secure. And so that's one of the advantages of this new technology. All right. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say thank you for the fourth floor activity room. Yay. That's been done. What about the tavern? And what about the Grand Lobby South? Was the air conditioning was out all weekend? Is anything being done to look over the whole system and figure out what's going on?
So I have not heard anything about the Grand Lobby South.
Well, it was terrible Saturday.
It was terrible Saturday. Does anyone know if it was just timed out, or was it? Okay. All right.
I turned it on air and nothing happened.
Okay. So just like I followed up on the south building, I'll follow up on the lobby this week and see if I can bring some attention. And what we're waiting on in the tavern is an air conditioner unit. It's a makeup unit. And so the air conditioning in the front part, the seating part of the tavern is actually working, but behind the scenes it is not working. And so we're not getting a fresh air. And so all that heat that comes from the ovens and the stoves, it's bleeding out into the system, and it's not working. So we are waiting on parts. It's on Airstrom's to-do list, and as soon as the parts get in, we'll get that resolved.
We have the same thing in the pool house.
I don't think we do in the pool house.
Well, I told Darwin, and he said he had sent somebody yesterday to
Okay.
check it out.
Yeah, in the pool house, and so the pool house is a little different. The pool house is the only air conditioner on campus that isn't an air conditioner. It's a heat pump. And so it is controlled by humidity as opposed to temperature. And if there is a significant drop in humidity or an increase in humidity, we've had some issues with trying to adjust that to keep the humidity, which is what we're controlling, in line with the air-conditioned space. And so that's probably more just us getting used to the new system.
It's not working.
But is it working today?
No,
You sure?
yeah.
All right, I'll check that one as well.
They put the fans on.
Okay.
I think the thermostat was
It
broken.
was
Okay.
the garden room in the tavern was
Okay.
on. Is
So I'll
that
check
the
those two.
kitchen?
I'll check all three. I'll check the tavern, the south lobby, and the pool, just to be sure. So, it is the 1st of June. This is pretty traditional in the 1st of June that we have air conditioning units.
How did the pizza go, do you know?
How did the pizza go? Did anyone there try it last night? How was it? All right, so I went down and sampled a piece of the cheese pizza. Last night was the first night that we had introduced Bella Row, the new pizza venue, and the cheese was pretty good. I did not try the chef special, and it looked like everyone was having a great time. It is I think a super deal. For $12, you get a dipping oil, a salad, a personal pan pizza, and a dessert. And it was, I think there were probably 24 or 5 people out there last night, and everyone seemed to be having a good time. It's amazing to watch those pizzas cook. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's a hot oven. And I was over there watching a chef do that, and it's just amazing to see that happen. So that is open every Monday and Wednesday. So check that out. Sign up in the dining rooms. Mm-hmm. All right. Hurricane meeting is tomorrow, right here at 10 o'clock. So 10 to 11, and I'll be talking about how Regency Oaks is preparing for this hurricane season, and then also sharing what you need to do in order to be prepared as well. We're a partner in this. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate you showing up.